What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another YouTube video. John Danes Digital here. I'm super excited. I put out a poll on Instagram and basically was asking, like, what do you guys want to know? I'm thinking I'm going to get a bunch of stuff about how to get clients, cold outreach, building an agency, how to get to 100 grand or how to get to 10 grand a month, and a bunch of other things. And more than anything, I get, hey, John, we want to know about you. We want to know who I am as a person. So super sweet. Love you guys. I think it's important that you guys actually know who I am and my background and kind of why my beliefs are the way they are and just sort of some of the things that I've been through to get to this point. So yeah, let's get right into it. Basically, growing up, my dad was always in sales, and when you're in sales, you lose jobs, you move around, you get promoted, you get demoted. And so I moved around and lived in a lot of areas, through my childhood years. So I was born in Springfield, Missouri, lived there for about 6 months, and then from there I moved to Kansas City, Kansas. Lived in Kansas for about 6 years, was just a normal kid, played t-ball, played baseball my whole life. And then from Kansas I moved to Nashville, which is where I actually grew up. So when people ask me where I'm from, I just say Nashville because that's where I live and that's where I had most of my growing up years. So basically, was just a normal kid in school, played baseball, and then got into high school and just hated it, man. It was just terrible. All my teachers were awful. School was just a terrible experience. If you're one of my high school teachers and you're watching this, you put me through a lot of crap. But seriously, I just didn't enjoy school. It was never, I know nobody enjoys school, but I really, really hated it and just absolutely despise going to school. And I always felt like there was no reason for me to be there, just because I always knew I wasn't going to follow the traditional path. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I just knew whatever I was going to do, it wasn't going to be a traditional thing. So fast forwarding to 10th grade, I got expelled from high school about halfway through the year, and basically just went into homeschooling. And I was homeschooled from about 10th grade, when I got kicked out, to when I finished school. And it was an awesome experience for me, and I really enjoyed it. And when you're homeschooled, you don't go to school all that much. So I went to school about 4 or 5 hours a week. It was absolutely awesome. I loved it. Loved every minute of it. Made me love school. Made me love learning. And I got a job while I was homeschooled. So I started working full-time at a grocery store called Cash Saver. And while I was working at Cash Saver, I was just, eating crap, sweeping floors and mopping up, disgusting stuff and stacking milk and doing all this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, I obviously don't want to do this for the rest of my life. And this is not, no disrespect here, but I didn't want to be the guy that was 40 years old working at a grocery store. So I was always into sneakers and clothing, rare sneakers and clothing especially. And when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, all my friends would get all these rare shoes and stuff like that. And my parents would never buy me rare sneakers or clothing or anything cool like that. So right when I started making a little bit of money at my job, I started to buy rare sneakers and clothing. And I started to strike and get a bunch of stuff for retail. So as a 16-year-old kid who was making $200 a week, I would strike on a good pair of shoes and I would want to go resell them. So that's when I got into the game of reselling and started an online retailer called Hype Boost. And basically Hype Boost was a place where I sold Yeezy, Supreme, Fear of God, Bathing Ape, all different kinds of rare streetwear brands, and basically built a pretty cool e-commerce business. And, it was an awesome experience and I made a lot of money, but more than anything, I just grew out of it. I wanted to find something new because I get bored easily and I like to do a bunch of different things. So I moved out of that and actually accepted a internship with my godfather. His name's PJ. I love him to death. PJ, if you're watching this, you're the man. But he runs a company that basically is a closeout fulfillment company. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the closeout business model, but basically I'll pop a little thing up on the screen so you can kind of understand what it is. But basically when freight is shipped across the United States, stuff gets damaged, stuff gets lost, and stuff happens, and these damaged products are sold at auction. And basically what PJ does is buy products like this and then resell them on eBay, Amazon, Walmart.com. And he's sold, multi-millions of dollars worth of product and built up, a massive e-commerce presence. So what I was doing was cleaning up products. I was helping them build out some stuff for Amazon FBA, working in the warehouse 70 hours a week in the summers, and just, really in monk mode, like I didn't have any friends my age in Kansas City, and was just working and going hard. And about that time, I realized that I wanted to start a business and I wanted to be an entrepreneur, like a real entrepreneur, not just somebody who flipped kicks and did the whole, hustle and stuff like that. So I remember asking PJ one night, we were at Bonefish Grill, and I said, hey man, what business should I start? And he said, that's for you to figure out, and once you do, run with it, basically. And that's what I did. I was managing my cousin's social media at the time, who's a DJ, and like doing it for free, just doing it for fun to gain experience. And then I figured out there was this business model of starting a social media management agency. And so senior year of high school, moved back in with my parents after spending the summer in Kansas City working the internship, and finished my senior year. And while I was trying to get my social media management agency started up, which was at the time 99 Media. I had 2 business partners that both failed, and I was just trying to get something off the ground and figure it out. So at that time as well, I decided that I wanted to start a podcast because I'd seen Casey Adams have so much massive success with starting a business podcast and meeting all kinds of cool individuals and entrepreneurs and just being successful in that realm. And I kind of just had shiny object syndrome and was just willing to try whatever, which I think is good. So I started the podcast, and as most of you know the story from then on, it blew up. Social media management agency got put completely on the back burner. I had a couple clients that we were working with, and Adam was at this time helping me, and it just wasn't a big priority. So we really focused on scaling the podcast and just getting connect with awesome entrepreneurs. And through that period of time, I was going to start real estate. I worked at a health and wellness company, and basically what I was doing was listening to all the poor people around me that were like mosquitoes trying to suck out my potential. And that's just the fact of the matter. And I started making way more money when I stopped associating myself with those people and actually focused on me and what I could build and what I had the potential to build, and just didn't let people suck out my potential. So don't get around mosquitoes in your life, folks, number one. But so about 6 months ago, Adam and I decided, after spending some time with Joe Steiber, I went out and spent about a month with Joe Steiber and just worked and partied with this guy. This guy's an animal, guys. If you don't follow him, you go check his stuff out. But went out and spent some time with him and just saw this guy producing. And at that time, I was getting pretty tired of being the podcast guru. The last thing I wanted to be was one of these business influencers or people in the space that don't have any real businesses but have all this business content and are affiliated with all these business people. That makes me sick to my stomach, and that's not who I wanted to be. So Adam and I decide we're going to start a Facebook ads agency, and we're going to scale it to the moon. And that's what we've done in 6 months. We're now kind of transitioned from being 99 Media to just focusing on Realtor Domination, which is both our one-on-one consulting offer and our real estate marketing agency. So if you're in the real estate business, shameless plug here, you're a realtor, you're an investor, you're a lender that wants to get leads to give out to his realtors, anything like that, click the link below. I want to hop on the phone with you because we can help you, and we can help you in a massive way. But yeah, so now we've kind of gone niche. We've stopped being so general and stopped selling so many things. You guys know, most of you probably know, I've been interviewed on podcasts and stuff. We're doing about $20K a month profit, crushing it right now, and grew really fast. But we grew doing so many different things. So now we're really just focused on working with realtors, working in real estate and serving that industry, because not only is that we have the most, case studies, results, and knowledge in, but it's what we enjoy doing the most and where we really feel like we can truly make an impact. So this is me. That's my story. I hope you guys got some value from that, and I think it's important that you guys all know who I am, especially starting out this journey on YouTube. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. I got some really, really good stuff coming. Funnel Hacker Live is this week in Nashville, in my hometown. You guys know our office is here in Franklin. So we're going to be shooting a ton of awesome content with all the cool entrepreneurs that are going to be coming out. I got some crazy interviews coming, so stay tuned for those. Make sure you hit the bell button so you don't miss out on any of that content. Drop a comment. Tell me what you guys want to see, and like this video. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Again, if you're a realtor in real estate, click the link down below. Let's get on a phone call, and I'll talk to you soon.